After yesterday's 8-1 loss to the Saltcats, the Muckdogs are back in action in Dwyer Stadium for Game 2 of their brief non-league home stint against the Diesel. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another... Auburn fell yesterday, which officially clinches a berth for the Muckdogs. Got to be a great feeling going into the postseason for 4 straight seasons.
Yeah, and that just really shows how good their season has been to clinch a playoff berth this early in the year. We're still about 2 weeks left of baseball to play, just under 2 weeks. But for Skip Martinez and the Muckdogs, they're not happy getting in the playoffs. They want the playoffs to be ran through Dwyer Stadium. Now the next goal for them, clinching that 1 seed.
Batavia 4 wins away from clinching that 1 seed. This game doesn't count towards the standings and to that record, but Batavia still would like to bounce back after yesterday's loss. Checking in. For today's game, starting with the Diesel, Victor Mazzara leading off at shortstop, Mark Zaleo batting second at third base. Nick Jasinski, the cleanup hitter, batting fourth, and batting third is Max Schmarter, the catcher. BJ Stack batting fifth in right field, Ryan Baruti, the center fielder, hitting sixth. Nick Galenti, the second baseman, batting seventh. Jace Burden in left field, hitting eighth, and Manny Alemany, the pitcher for the Diesel, hitting for himself as well. He's ninth in the lineup. For the Muckdogs, Trey Bacon leads off playing shortstop. He's usually the closer for Batavia, this time moving over to the second and third base gap. Cooper Romick batting second, the designated hitter. Jake Butler hitting third and second base. James Bolton swinging fourth, the cleanup hitter behind home plate. Anthony Greco, the first baseman, batting fifth. James Mason, the left fielder, hitting sixth. Trevor Dutra, the extra hitter for the Muckdogs, batting seventh. TJ Morris over in right field, hitting eighth. Caleb Walker, the third baseman, batting ninth. And Travis Hammond, the center fielder, hitting 10th for the Muckdogs. Landon, this is Trey Bacon's first time hitting this season. Typically, as I mentioned, the closing pitcher for the Muckdogs. He's been with Batavia for 4 years. Now, this season getting a bit of experience at the plate in this game.
Yeah, and that was a late add to the lineup. It was Lucas Lopez, the everyday shortstop for Batavia, in at that leadoff position. Well, they're going to go to the closer, Trey Bacon, and he is a utility player along with the pitcher. So Skip, letting the fourth-year Muckdog get some ABs here in the exhibition game.
And for Batavia on the mound, it's none other than Bryson Berry, who was in the lineup yesterday against Syracuse. This time he's starting out on the mound for the Muckdogs. Bryson Berry, Batavia, New York native, the hometown hero, as people like to call him, got his start from working with the Muckdogs.
Yep, worked with the Muckdogs, and then worked his way up into playing with the Muckdogs after he just finished his freshman year at Flagler College down in Florida. Comes back up to New York State in the summer, plays under Skip Martinez, and for his hometown team, the Batavia Muckdogs.
From concessions to the field, it's been a great change and great to see from Bryson Berry. He's getting the starting nod today, but until the first pitch is thrown, we'll take a few moments to send it down to the field for the national anthem and starting lineups.
Your Batavia Muckdogs will be taking on the visiting Buffalo Diesel. And fans, I just wanted to let you know that this game is 7 innings in duration. Once again, this game will be 7 innings in duration. Now it's time to introduce starting lineup for the visiting Buffalo Diesel, who are managed by Paul Wolf. Leading off and playing shortstop for Buffalo, number 7, Victor Lazara. Lazara, shortstop. Batting second, third base, number 10, Mark Vallejo. Vallejo, third base. Batting third, the catcher, number 28, Max Schmarter. Schmarter, catching. Batting fourth, first base, number 87, Nick Jasinski. Jasinski, first base. Batting fifth, right field, number 23, BJ Stack. Stack, right field. Batting sixth, the center field, number 24, Ryan Barodi. Barodi, center field. Batting seventh, the second baseman, number 2, Nick Valenti. Valenti, second base. Batting eighth, the left fielder, number 33, Jace Burden. Burden, left field. And batting ninth, the pitcher, number 36. Alright, fans, now it's time to introduce to you the man who loves baseball, beer, and the Batavia Muckdogs. Let's hear it for your in-stands host, Big Bubba Dog!
I wish I got that. Every year it's not, because they really were so bad.
How are you doing, my Muckdogs? I was told one thing right now, though, my grand nigga. Where is Benedict? Raise your hand, where are you? Benedict, did you eat any different guys today? He said yes, grand nigga, get him. All right, folks, we have a very special guest today. A lot of you know who he is. I would like to introduce Mr. Ken. No, get out here. Bang! How are you doing tonight? Let's get some noise! Wow, gotta play us something well. I'm gonna do it again. Let's make some noise! How is it great to see everybody? Tonight, we're going to be the best night of the year.
And now it's time to make some noises and introduce you to the starting lineup here in 2024. Batavia Muckdogs brought to you by Confidence Bank. This evening, they will be joined by tonight's Turbo Heating and Cooling Baseball Buddies, the Brockport 12 and under softball team. Let's give them a big hand tonight. Leading off for your Muckdogs and playing shortstop, number 4, Trey Bacon. Bacon leading off for your Muckdogs. Batting second designated hitter for Illinois College number 47, Cooper Romick. Romick, the 8th. Batting third second base for George base number 1, Jake Butler. Butler, second base. Next cleanup spot catcher from Shooting Guard number 27, James Bolton. Bolton catching. Batting fifth first baseman from William and Mary College number 55, Anthony Greco. Greco, first base. Batting sixth left fielder from Clarkson University number 8, James Mason. Mason, left field. Batting seventh, the extra hitter from Lafayette College number 52, Trevor Dutra. Dutra, extra hitter. Batting eighth, right fielder from Salisbury, number 12, P.J. Morris. Morris, right field. Batting ninth, third baseman from Alfred State College, number 00, Caleb Walker. Walker, third base. Batting 10th, tonight's Tony set man of the game, the left fielder, shooting the center fielder from Southern Wesleyan University, number 3, Travis Hammond. Hammond, center field. And ladies and gentlemen, the starting pitcher tonight for your Batavia Muckdogs from Flagler College and Batavia Notre Dame High School, the 10 number 17, Bryce Berry. And the rest of your Batavia Muckdogs. Now, fans, I'd like to ask that you all please rise at table and remove your hats as we welcome to the field Troop 218 as they present tonight's colors to honor America. And now, fans, I'd like to welcome Emma Richardson. Emma has been dancing and a competitive dancer since she was 3 years old and is now a dance teacher at KMS Dance Academy and is going to the University of Buffalo for psychology. She was on the KMS Diamond Dance team for 3 years and is now an assistant coach. Let's make some noise for Emma. That's all right. My bad. My sincere apologies. I read the first pitch announcement and not the national anthem. Let me start over again. Our national anthem singer is Sherry Cole. Sherry has lived in Batavia since 1992 when she relocated here with her husband from Canandaigua. Her two daughters are also here with her tonight who have enjoyed a long career in human services. She has been interested in thriving in the music industry since primary school. She has sung at many events such as weddings and other various events. She currently enjoys singing at her church. This has always been a bucket list activity for Sherry, and she can hardly contain her excitement. Let's give her a warm welcome as she sings the national anthem.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And fans, I'd like to kindly remind everyone to please remain standing until the colors have left the field. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Now I will give our first pitch person the introduction she deserves. I'd like to welcome Emma Richardson. Emma has been dancing and has been a competitive dancer since she was 3 and is now a dance teacher at KMS Dance Academy, going to the University of Buffalo for psychology. She was on the KMS Diamond Dance team for 3 years and is now an assistant coach. Let's make some noise for Emma as she throws out tonight's first pitch.
Bryson Berry on the mound for the Muckdogs.
Hey, Jared, do you hear that song on the PA system right now? Homecoming,
do.
by Kanye?
Great song.
That means it's Bryson Berry time, the hometown kid coming home once again.
Beat me to it.
Bryson Berry making his first start of the season for the Muckdogs. So far this season, only 1/3 of an inning pitched in league play games. 2 earned 2 earned runs. He's had 2 walks and allowed 1 hit throughout the season. But that's just league play games. And non-league games, he showed out.
Bryson Berry in his first season with the Muckdogs. As we mentioned earlier, he started out working in concessions, made his way on the field for Batavia now, a freshman out of Flagler College. Is a sports management major at Flagler College. Graduated from Notre Dame High School in Batavia, New York, and was named a Greater Rochester All-Star in baseball and football as a senior in high school. So he's got his fair share of accolades. As Victor Mazzara gets ready to lead off for Buffalo. Mazzara, the shortstop for the Diesel today.
And you know how people said pitchers are athletes too? It was made for players like Bryson Berry. This guy is an athlete all around. No matter what sport he plays, he excels in, and he's going to look to do so in baseball today.
First pitch rolling away to the righty for a 1-0 count. And just like that, we're underway. The Diesel and Muckdogs rematch. As the next pitch is drilled out to shortstop, and it's pulled in by the typical closer, Trey Bacon.
Trey Bacon starting things off hot here at Dwyer Stadium. He gets to start at shortstop today. And he's trying to make most of his opportunities, and that's a great way to start.
What a way to start. Barely having to move for that first pitch, as the first pitch to DeLeo is fouled off past the Muckdogs dugout.
That's Caleb Walker at third base, showing excellent hustle there, trying to chase that one down, but runs out of real estate. Down the left field line.
DeLeo, a left-handed hitter, the third baseman for the Diesel. Berry from the windup, gives the nod, kicks and tosses. Finds its way down the chute for strike one. Ball one, rather, count even up. Next pitch, skied high to left center. Travis Hammond gets underneath it for the second out.
So could not have asked for a better start for Bryson Berry. 2 up, 2 down for the Buffalo Diesel. And that's exactly what the Muckdogs were looking for with Berry on the mound. Get some easy outs, trust his defense, and a quick start for Batavia as they look to get out of the first inning cleanly.
Batavia's fielding doing a great job so far as the catcher, Max Schmarter, steps up to the plate, batting righty. First pitch from Berry. Down and in for strike one. And he gets Schmarter looking. 0-1 count, 2 gone in the top of the first. Diesel and Muckdogs still scoreless as Berry's next pitch. Swing and a miss. And Schmarter already down 0-2. Berry nods to Bolton and guns the pitch upstairs and away to the righty. That's the first ball of the at-bat. Berry lifts the leg and deals. Next pitch, a fastball down and away, evens the count at 2-2. Schmarter battling back after going down 0-2 in the count, has evened it up. And Berry throws the next pitch. Curveball high and in for ball 3, and it's a full count for the catcher. Berry lifts the leg and guns the pitch. In there for strike 3, and Schmarter goes down swinging to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We head to the bottom of the first. We're still scoreless early on in Dwyer.
Here's tonight's Horizon Health Services announcement. Prevention of mental
first, and Dwyer, the Muckdogs, and Diesel still knotted up at 0. Jared Valentin alongside Landon Washburn for today's game. Manny Alemany on the mound for Buffalo. Batavia, though, in the previous half inning, got off to a strong start on the field.
Could not have asked for a better start for the Muckdogs. 3 up, 3 down for Bryson Berry, who gets his first start on the mound for Batavia. But when it comes to batting for the Muckdogs, they got their hands full with Manny Alemany on the mound. Last time these two teams played, he did a great job of neutralizing Batavia's offense.
Batavia.
And leading things off for the Muckdogs,
Just about to mention him.
it's Trey Bacon, who gets his first cracks at it. And Jared, I saw Trey warming up just not too long ago, a couple minutes ago, swinging so hard his elbow guard fell off. We'll have to see if he hits one over the fence today.
He's determined. Getting his first time and is not at the lineup. Leading off and playing shortstop. He had that first out of the game earlier, barely had to move to grab it. And now he's starting things off at the plate for the Muckdogs. He's typically the closing pitcher for Batavia. He's in his 4th season with the Muckdogs, so a fan favorite. He's been here ever since the Batavia Muckdogs got started in 2021. He's a senior at the University of Auburn at Montgomery. And baseball runs in the family for him. His brother Troy Bacon played 2 seasons of ball at Santa Fe College, so not the only Bacon in the family with baseball experience.
And you know, when I got here, Jared, I knew this guy was going to be one of my favorite players just off his last name alone. And then I saw him play, it made me love him even more.
Bacon, you like Bacon?
I love Bacon, Jared.
Bacon into the righty batter's box awaits the first pitch from Alemany. He sits on it for ball 1.
So the Florida native looking to start things off in the positive direction for the Muckdogs in the bottom of the first, just like in the top.
From the stretch, Alemany's next pitch. Low and away again, and it evens the count at 1-1. Bacon yet to swing in this at-bat. Finally whiffs at the next pitch, but couldn't hit it for a 1-2 count. Swing just below where the pitch was headed. Alemany from the stretch starts the pitch, taken by Bacon for ball 2. Alemany has the glove in front of his face, kicks and deals. Bacon pops it up to first base territory. It hooks foul to the right side into the visitor bullpen, and the count stays at 2-2. No outs in the bottom of the first, no runners on base. Batavia and Buffalo tied at 0. Alemany, glove at his chest, cannons the pitch. Bacon grounds it up to third, scooped up by DeLeo. The throw to first beats Bacon, and that's the first out of the inning.
So Bacon puts one in play in his first at-bat for the season with the Muckdogs. Unable to get on base, but making the Diesel make some plays early. And for Batavia, just stringing some base hits along and trusting the defense. Getting some momentum will be the key to this game.
First out of the half inning, I should say, as Cooper Romick next in the lineup for Batavia. Batting righty, drills the first pitch out to right field, and it's pulled in by Stack for the second out.
So Romick, first pitch swinging, but an easy play for BJ Stack out there in right center field. It's 2 up, 2 down for the Muckdogs as Jake Butler, the second baseman today, will look to step in and change the tide here for the Muckdogs.
Butler, typically a third baseman for Batavia, but holding down second today. Butler, a freshman out of George Mason University, a right-handed hitter, drills the first pitch foul past the right bleachers, and the count 0-1.
Butler, third on the team in RBIs with 23. Second on the team in drawn walks with 21 and a .250 batting average for the Muckdogs this year.
And a sleeper on this team as the next pitch he lays off. It's low and in, and that evens the count.
And really starting the summer off, he started off pretty slow, was batting around 7th in the lineup, and then it was Skip Martinez who trusted Butler, putting him up into 2nd and 3rd spot, and since then he's really blossomed.
Next pitch to Butler is taken for ball 2. And you talk about players, Landon, that have started out a little slow but have picked it up. That's been the story for a lot of players in this Muckdogs lineup. One notable one, Eric Smith, who's steadily crept up to 5th in the squad in batting average, hitting .286 this year. He's been special for the Muckdogs as well, not in the lineup currently. Count 3-1 for the righty Butler. He sends the next pitch out to right field for a base hit.
So a little 2-out single for Jake Butler, as that was a line drive out there to BJ Stack in right field. Now the catcher will step in the batter's box, James Bolton. Bolton leads the team in batting average with a .414, and he's a player that didn't start a whole lot to start the season as he came into camp here at Batavia with an injury. And since then, he's been in the lineup, and he's been dangerous, winning PGCBL West Hitter of the Week just last week.
Another player who has really performed well as of late, 3rd in the squad in hits with 24, as he already has a 1-0 count. He's behind the dish for the Muckdogs tonight, as the next pitch is taken for ball 2, gets away from the catcher Schmarter, and that's a free 90 for Butler. So Butler in scoring position. Bolton at home plate has a 2-0 count. When you talk about team success and individual success, Bolton has had both. He goes to SUNY Cortland, where the Red Dragons this season made it to the SUNYAC Championship before falling to SUNY New Paltz 15-11. And a player on that New Paltz roster, Liam Ryan, also with the Muckdogs this summer. He's a pitcher, as Bolton doesn't go on the next pitch for a 3-1 count. So Batavia has a lot of players who have their fair share of team success. Bolton does an offer on the following throw, and it becomes a full count for the catcher. 2 gone in the bottom of the first, 1 runner on second. 0-0 still the score. Bolton cranks the pitch out to right field, and it falls. Bolton gets to first, Butler comes home, and the Muckdogs draw first blood.
And just like that, the Muckdogs lead early on in this one. Jake Butler was actually in motion on that last pitch on a 3-2 count. And with that little flare out to shallow right field, Butler will score easily. It's an RBI single for James Bolton.
Batavia learning from yesterday's game, striking first, already takes a 1-0 lead. And that brings up the first baseman, Greco, who missiles the pitch out to center. And Baruti pulls it in for the final out. 1 runner left on base for the Muckdogs, and after 1 inning, Batavia holds a 1-0 advantage. We go to the top of the second, where the Buffalo Diesel try to answer back.
Hey guys, this is Austin, the play-by-play broadcaster for the Batavia Muckdogs, and I'm here with Dewey at Attica's 10th hole in Attica, New York at 96 Bunnell Street. Dewey's here ready to sink a par. Go ahead, Dewey. Come out to Attica's to play some 9-hole golf. Nice job, Dewey.
The second inning in Dwyer Stadium, the Muckdogs lead the Diesel 1-0. Middle of the lineup up for Buffalo, starting off with the first baseman, Nick Jasinski. Jared Valentin alongside Landon Washburn in the press box today, and Landon Butler came home for the Muckdogs in the last inning, and Batavia already starting off on the right foot.
Yeah, could not have asked for a better start for Batavia. On defense, they go 3 up, 3 down. Bryson Berry recording his first strikeout of the evening. And a 2-out single to right field from Jake Butler. Advances to scoring position on a wild pitch. And then James Bolton, a flare out to right field, scores Butler from second. And just like that, Batavia holds the 1-0 advantage after the first frame in the 7-inning ball game here at Dwyer Stadium.
Similar to yesterday's game, today's game is only 7 innings long as it's a non-league match. So scoring early is extra pivotal for tonight's matchup. Nick Jasinski, righty hitter, kicking things off for Buffalo in the 2nd inning, facing off against the right-handed pitcher Berry. First pitch, swing and a miss for an 0-1 count.
So Berry seems to find a rhythm early on in this one in his hometown. 10 pitches in the first inning, starting things off on the right foot here.
Berry from the windup kicks and tosses. It's down the chute for ball 1. Rather, it was just a tad high in the zone. So the umpire will even the count. Berry's next throw. Low with the dirt for 1-2 count.
And you mentioned Nick Janinski playing first base for the Diesel. Played his college ball at the University of Buffalo.
Check swing from Jasinski. Umpire almost said he went, but in the last second changed the call, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jasinski stays alive.
And everyone here at Dwyer Stadium thought that he went. And Berry recorded his second strikeout.
Next pitch is grazed foul behind the dish by Jasinski. Count stays 2-2. Early in the 2nd. Berry nods to Bolton, fires the pitch. Upstairs and in to the righty, and the count becomes full, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Bryson Berry trying not to lose Janinski here. He was up 1-2.
Berry's next pitch is clobbered foul, 3rd base side.
Janinski staying alive, not going down without a fight with the hometown kid Berry. This is now the 8th pitch of the at-bat.
Berry lifts the leg, deals the pitch. It's low and away for ball 4, and Jasinski is sent to first.
So leadoff man on for the Buffalo Diesel as they look to respond here in the top of the 2nd. It'll be the right fielder BJ Stack now coming to the plate with Janinski leading off first.
Stack, a left-handed hitter, caught the hit from Romick that was out to right field. And awaits Berry's first pitch. Threw a check swing but pulled it back in the nick of time. And the umpire rules it 1-0.
BJ Stack played his college ball at Canisius University.
Berry cannons the next pitch, curves down low for a 1-1 count. Ball at the waist, Berry deals the pitch. Outside to the lefty, and the count rises to 2-1.
So, Jared, in this non-league game, Bryson Berry gets the start. We'll have to see how long his leash is. He's already thrown 21 pitches. We'll see how long Skip Martinez elects to have him go.
As the next pitch is clubbed out to left field, Mason runs underneath for the out. There's 1 gone in the top of the 2nd.
Great play by James Mason trying to track that one. The sun to his back. Easier for the left fielder out there as Mason cradles the first out.
Batavia ahead 1-0 in the top of the 2nd, 1 out and 1 runner on for the Diesel. Brian Baruti, the center fielder, up next in the order. A lefty hitter fouls the first pitch to the first base side. Several infielders run after it, but it lands just over the netting. So count 0-1.
Even Caleb Walker from third base ran over to See if he can catch that one, but ran out of real estate there on the first base dugout.
That's what you like to see, though. Your infielders willing to sprint over to the other side of the field to try and get an easy out. Unsuccessful that time. And the next pitch is right down Broadway for strike 2.
And that's something about Caleb Walker. Even though the ball's not hit to him, he's always going to be hustling and trying to make a play.
Several Muckdogs players have that grit in them, as Batavia head coach Joey Martinez says. Next pitch is taken for ball 1.
You know what I say, Jared? They got that dog in them.
That Muckdog in him. 1-2 the count for the lefty Barodi. Berry deals the pitch, swing and a miss, and he goes down for the second out.
Bryson Berry recording his second strikeout of the evening. So leadoff man was on for the Diesel. Since then, 2 quick outs. And they still have not been threatening and putting a man in scoring position in this game.
The righty Nick Galenti up to the plate next for Buffalo. He eats the first pitch for ball 1. 2 gone in the top of the second. Batavia ahead 1-0 over Buffalo. 1 runner at first. The lone runner on for the Diesel. Next pitch, low and away for ball 2. And the second baseman already ahead in the count. Berry, glove in the left hand, brings it to his waist and releases the pitch. It's fouled off to the netting directly in front of the press box.
Bryson Berry looking very smooth out there in between pitches, not too flustered. Even though leadoff man was on with the walk, since then it's really dialed in.
2-1 the count for the righty Galenti as the next pitch is up and away for ball 3. Hitters count for the second baseman. Berry, his next pitch, swing and a miss, and it's a full count now for Nick Galenti.
And that fastball was no match for Galenti. As now the runner will be in motion here with a full count and 2 outs here.
Fastball down the chute, got Galenti to swing. The payoff pitch is taken for strike 3, and Galenti goes down looking.
And Bryson Berry dialing in here once again at Dwyer Stadium. And the Muckdogs look to add on to their 1-0 lead. It'll be James Mason, Trevor Dutra, and TJ Morris up for Batavia in the bottom of the second.
Exactly what the doctor ordered so far for the Muckdogs. And Batavia, as you mentioned, Landon, trying to pile on to their 1-0 advantage.
Tonight we are behind Kendar, and in front of the press box, our Max.
Yo, Eric and Jason, where'd y'all get this car at?
Pellegrino,
Where's that at?
Batavia.
The best auto dealership in Western New York.
Yo, so how playoffs work? I have no idea.
I heard they happen July 29th is when they start.
Playoffs? Why are you talking about playoffs?
We have our playoff package on sale right now.
Man, I wonder how the other coaches feel about us.
First place again. Stupid Muckdogs. The Muckdogs are who we thought they were. That's why we took the field. And if you want to crown them, they crown them. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook. First place again.
Hey everybody, get your playoff package now. Go Muckdogs.
Bottom of the second in Dwyer Stadium, the Muckdogs currently hold a 1-0 advantage against the Diesel and try to add more runs in the second. James Mason, the left fielder, leading off for Batavia, the 6th hitter in the lineup. A right-handed hitter, a sophomore out of Clarkson University from Fayetteville, New York. Manny Alemany still on the mound for the Diesel. First pitch is bunted foul, first base side.
So James Mason trying to do his best in the opportunity given to him from Batavia's manager, Joey Skip Martinez. He's appeared in 19 games, has a .222 batting average, 7 RBIs, and 7 walks on the season.
Typically in the back of the order for the Muckdogs, in the middle of the lineup for today's game as he takes the next pitch for a 1-1 count. Alemany kicks and tosses. Mason cranks it up to first base territory, and it's calmly pulled in by Nick Jasinski for the first out.
And with that fly out to Jasinski, it'll bring up Trevor Dutra. Dutra, the extra hitter for Batavia tonight, gets a rest from playing first as his usual position.
Dutra, typically the first baseman, as you mentioned, Landon, and we've talked about some players who have siblings that play baseball. Dutra is one of those as well. He whips the first pitch out to shallow left, and it's pulled in by the shortstop Mazzara for the second out. And as I mentioned, Chris Dutra, Trevor's older brother, played baseball at Duke University. TJ Morris, the next hitter in the lineup for Batavia, in the bottom of the second. No runners on for the Muckdogs. They hold a 1-0 advantage over the Diesel. Morris, a righty freshman, sits on the first pitch for ball 1. Morris out of Salisbury University. 1-0 offering from Alemany at the dirt for a 2-0 count.
Morris playing right field today for Batavia. 34 at-bats. He has a .176 batting average, looking to make the most out of his opportunity this evening.
From the stretch, Alemany delivers the pitch. Grazes the bat and fouled off. Not even leaving the dish. The count falls to 2-1. Two balls, one strike. Manny's offering. Grounded up to third. DeLeo picks it up. The throw across the diamond beats Morris, and he gets tagged out for the final out of the inning. 1-0 still the score in favor of the Muckdogs. And we go to the third inning where the Diesel get another chance to respond.
All right, folks, we got some more KMS games and torture. We got ourselves a piggyback and wheelbarrow race.
Man, I have some great cards here.
Well, you better have the house. That's what I got, baby. Go Dogs!
God.
Why are you guys gambling here?
Because we got nowhere else to go.
Batavia Downs is right down the road.
I heard they have horse racing.
Batavia Downs, Hotel and Casino.
8315 Park Road in Batavia, New York.
Stadium, the Muckdogs lead the Diesel 1-0. Back of the order up for Buffalo, starting with the left fielder Jace Burden. It's his first trip to the plate today. Bryson Berry still on the mound for Batavia. Right-handed pitcher. He's done well so far today. Gotten out of the first two innings rather quickly, thanks to his strikeouts and his defense on the field. First pitch taken
Leading off, count
for,
Buffalo.
I believe it was
12, Chase Burton.
strike one. Strike one. 0-1 the count for the lefty. Next pitch finds the zone for an 0-2 count.
Jared, you mentioned Bryson Berry's kind of cruising into this game so far in his first 2 innings. 32 pitches, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. Still is not allowed to hit.
Berry from the windup lifts and deals. It's taken once again by the lefty Burden, and count rises to 1-2.
And with that, you know, I've had a little rep for an announcer's jinx. You know, Matt Massidi was throwing a no-hitter through 4.5 innings, and then I said something about it, and then he ended up getting hit and allowing a couple runs. But
Next pitch is up and away to even the count at 2-2.
hoping I didn't jinx Bryson right there.
Bryson's next pitch sent foul. Third base side over the Muckdogs dugout. Count stands at 2-2. Berry, glove at the chin, lowers it to the belt, and fires the pitch. Blasted to the third base side foul, and it lands into the Muckdogs bullpen.
So the Hackensack game pauses as they retrieve that one.
Count still at 2-2. Righty-lefty matchup. Berry, his next pitch. Low into the right batter's box for ball 3, and it's a full count for Jace Burden. Berry lifts the leg, throws the payoff pitch. Taken below the knees for ball 4. And Burden starts his outing out with a walk.
So leadoff man on once again for the Diesel in the top of the third. Leadoff man was on a board for Buffalo in the top of the second, unable to capitalize as it was 3 straight outs for Berry and the Muckdogs. Looking to do the same thing today with the pitcher, Alemany, trying to help himself out at the plate.
Alemany hitting for himself. The right-handed hitter, the last in the lineup for Buffalo. Righty-righty matchup, sits on the first pitch for an 0-1 count.
So back when the MLB did not have DHs for pitchers, the pitchers would always bat in the 9th hole and bunt. So far, it looks like Alemany is going to swing as the coach gives him the swing away sign.
It's his teammate Burden on first. No outs in the top of the third. The Muckdogs ahead 1-0. Berry called timeout for a brief moment. Throws a pickoff attempt to the first baseman Greco, but Burden back to the bag in time.
And Berry and Greco trying to keep Burden close to the bag at first. He does have decent speed with a small lead off first base.
Pitch slapped foul near the backstop. Count falls to 0-2 for the righty Burden. Berry, glove in front of the left leg, eyes home, nods to Bolton, the catcher. Kicks and tosses. Pitch is taken for ball 1. And Burden thought about moving to second, but he pulls back and stays at the first base bag.
Burden getting a little jumpy over there at first base, a little more aggressive. We'll see if he's on the move here shortly.
Berry's 1-2 offering, swing and a miss from Alemany, and he goes down for his first strikeout of the day.
So with that strikeout from Berry, that'll bring up the top of the lineup. Victor Mazzara, he's 0 for 1 on the day with that hard line out to the shortstop, Trey Bacon. A little shortstop on shortstop crime.
Shortstop Trey Bacon. 2 words you don't typically hear in the same sentence. Bacon, usually the closing pitcher, first pitch nearly drills Mazzara in the back, but instead it's inside and up for a 1-0 count. Now we talked about that last minute change in the lineup for the Muckdogs. Bacon coming in for Lucas Lopez, who's usually the shortstop for Batavia. Next pitch from Berry. Chopped along the third base side. It rolls fair. The throw to Greco at first does not beat the runner. And Mazzara singles in his second at bat. So that puts Burden in scoring position. 2 runners on for the Diesel. In the top of the third, they trail the Muckdogs 1-0. And the third baseman, Mark DeLeo, gets ready to hit. Next in the lineup, he's 0 for 1 with a fly out to the center fielder, Hammond. In his first at bat, he looks at the first pitch for ball 1.
So that'll be ruled an error with Mazzara reaching on first. The no-hitter is still alive here for Berry in the third inning.
Berry looks at Bolton. Nods to his teammate. Has a glove at his waist and darts the pitch. It's blistered out to left field. Mason barely having to move, gets underneath it. And that's 2 gone in the top of the third.
So that'll bring up the catcher, Max Schmarter. He's 0 for 1 on the day, being one of 4 of Berry's strikeout victims on the evening here at Dwyer Stadium. Struck out swinging in his first at-bat to end the first inning.
The top of the lineup for Buffalo, struggling to find its rhythm at the plate. You have DeLeo, who's 0 for 2, Mazzara, who's 1 for 2, and Schmarter, who was struck out in his first at-bat. The righty hitter ropes the first pitch out to left center, and it'll fall to the wall. Hammond running back. Burden will score. And the leadoff hitter, Mazzara, comes in as well. 2 runs score for Buffalo off of the 2-run RBI double from Max Schmarter. And you talk about announcer's jinx, I think I just jinxed it.
So with that hit, the Diesel take the lead. The first hit of the ball game for the Diesel comes up big with 2 outs in the top of the third inning.
Talk about clutch as the first baseman, Nick Jasinski, gets up to bat, was walked in his first trip to the plate. Berry, his first pitch, blasted to deep left. It falls to the wall, and another runner scores. This time it's Schmarter from second. The throw to the infield, not in time, and another double in store for Buffalo. Nick Jasinski brings in his teammate Mazzara, and the Diesel extend their lead to 2.
Back-to-back doubles blasted to the same spot out there in left center field as Hammond and Mason converge for that one off the wall, but that throw into the infield nowhere near in time. And the Diesel put up a 3rd run in the top of the third and looking to threaten more as BJ Stack steps in the batter's box.
First pitch to Stack is grounded up between the second and third base gap. It trickles into the outfield. Jasinski runs to third, and runners at the corners for Buffalo with 2 gone in the top of the third.
BJ Stack, first pitch swinging, laces that one into left field, and James Mason has a great arm out there as Janinski not going to test the arm of Mason and come home, as that was a dart thrown to the catcher Bolton. Would have been gunned down by a mile, Jared.
3-1 Buffalo in front. They've gotten all their runs in this inning. 2 outs, runners at the corners. And the pitching coach for the Muckdogs, Grant Bickham, going to talk things over with the man at the mound, Bryson Berry. Schmarter, Mazzara, and Burden, the 3 runners to score for the Diesel. And next in the lineup is the center fielder, Ryan Barodi. 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout. tries to find his groove, steps into the batter's box. Berry's still on the mound after the meeting. Bolton heads to the dish. Runners at the corners for Buffalo. Berry has the glove at his waist, lifts the leg and tosses. First pitch is looked at for an 0-1 count by Brody. Royston's 0-1 offering. Once again taken for, this time, strike one. It was low and away to the lefty, and he didn't go. Count evens itself at 1 apiece. Berry's next pitch. Swing and a miss by Brody. The swing just a notch earlier than the throw from Berry. The count falls to 1-2. Berry lifts the leg and lets loose. Pitch low and away. And that retires the side. Brody goes down looking.
But the Diesel tack on 3 to give them the lead in the top of the third. For Batavia, it'll be 9-10, then top of the order, Caleb Walker, Travis Hammond, and then Trey Bacon. As the Muckdogs try to answer in the bottom of the third here at Dwyer.
998, 999, 1,000.
Yo, Jake, how did you get so big?
Oh, I just go to Whole Life Fitness in Batavia. You should go get a membership there.
All right, thanks.
Of course.
1, 2, 3.
97, 98, 99, 100.
Oh, what's up, Landon? How's Whole Life Fitness?
Great, I feel like a new man. Thanks for the advice.
Of course.
Go to Whole Life Fitness in Batavia.
Thanks to 3 runs scored in the top of the third, the Diesel lead the Muckdogs 3-1 in the bottom half of the inning. Jared Valentin joined by Landon Washburn in Dwyer Stadium. And Landon, it took 2.5 innings for Buffalo to respond, but they finally do, and now go up by 2.
Yeah, the Diesel get a leadoff man on, start things off. And it was back-to-back doubles that were able to put across 3 for the Diesel as they take the lead and hold the advantage here at Dwyer Stadium. But for Batavia, they're looking to answer right back and regain the lead that they once had.
Caleb Walker, the lefty hitter, leading off for the Muckdogs. He grounds the first pitch, foul, first base side. Count 0-1. Walker, a junior out of Alfred State College. A Deposit, New York native, sports management major at Alfred State. Steps back into the batter's box and awaits the next pitch from Alemany. He kicks and deals. It's lasered up the middle to left center, and it's pulled in by Brody for the first out. So 1 gone in the bottom of the third. Buffalo ahead 3-1. No runners on just yet for Batavia. Travis Hammond, the center fielder, up to the plate next. Hammond, a righty hitter, a junior out of Southern Wesleyan University. Takes the first pitch for strike 1. Breaking ball just narrowly found the zone. The count 0-1 for the righty. The next pitch, swing and a miss by Hammond, and he's down 0-2.
Hammond getting his sign from Khalid Cox, the third base coach today for the Muckdogs.
Next pitch from Alemany. Hit up and flied out to right field, and BJ Stack swiftly pulls it in. That's 2 gone in the bottom of the third.
So with that, the top lineup comes up, the shortstop, Trey Bacon. He's 0 for 1 with the ground out to the third baseman in his first at-bat. Hoping for a 2-out rally here for Batavia.
Bacon, usually a pitcher, but tonight he's hitting for the Muckdogs.
So in the exhibition game, we see some different opportunities around the infield. Caleb Walker gets to start at third base. Butler, the everyday third baseman, moving over to second base, trying something new. And Trey Bacon at shortstop, giving another rest day for Lucas Lopez.
All about experimenting for Batavia in these non-league games. 2-0 the count for the righty Bacon. Previous pitch was low and away. The next throw gets Bacon to bite, but he couldn't make contact. Count falls to 2-1. We talk about Bacon being a fan favorite. In his 4th season with Batavia, usually comes in towards the end of games, but this time he's starting. Playing in the beginning of games, something he doesn't usually do for Batavia. Nice change of pace as he has himself a hitter's count, and he's walked to first from the next low inside pitch.
So Bacon draws the 2-out walk. And with that, it's Cooper Romick up to the plate. The designated hitter today for Batavia.
0 for 1 with a fly out to the right fielder Stack. Trying to redeem himself. On the summer, he's 3rd in batting average with a 3.01. Has 31 hits and 23 runs for the Muckdogs. Is down 0-1 in the count. The next pitch from Alemany. Popped up to first base territory. And the second baseman, Galenti, runs underneath for the final out. So the Muckdogs unsuccessful in their first attempt to trim the deficit. So we go to the top of the 4th, where the Diesel hold a 3-1 advantage in Dwyer Stadium.
So that you can be recognized this evening. This is our Turtle Heating and Cooling.
Man, I have some great cards here.
Well, you better have the house. That's what I got, baby. Go Dogs! God.
Why are you guys gambling here?
Because we got nowhere else to go.
Batavia Downs is right down the road.
I heard they have horse racing.
Batavia Downs, Hotel and Casino. 8315 Park Road in Batavia, New York.
Top of the 4th in Dwyer Stadium, Buffalo leads Batavia 3-1 thanks to a 3-run inning in the top of the 3rd by the Diesel. Jared Valentin with Landon Washburn. Batavia started out in front 1-0, but now having to play from behind as the game progresses on.
Batavia in familiar territory. They've been behind earlier in the season before, able to come back. Today they look to mount another comeback against the Buffalo Diesel in this non-league exhibition game.
Nick Galenti leading off for the Diesel, the second baseman. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. A righty hitter. Preston Berry still working the mound for the Muckdogs. He's started for the first time this season. His first pitch from the windup. Breaking ball. Just a tad inside for ball 1.
Barry started off hot for the Muckdogs. Last inning got roughed up a bit, but still no movement in the bullpen for Batavia.
Barry kicks and deals the pitch low and away for the righty Galenti. Briefly gets away from the catcher Bolton's glove, but he retains it in time, and count rises to 2-0.
And Jared, that was really the question going into today was, after Barry, who's going to get those innings to eat in this non-league game? Who's going to get the opportunity to pitch? Yesterday we saw Jason Kazi, Tucker Beving, Abdil Ventura, and Izzy Jimenez through one inning. We'll see if one of those guys maybe eats some innings this evening, or if there's another arm called upon.
Galenti currently has a 3-1 count. Next pitch from Berry. Swing and a miss. Fastball down the chute gets him to bite at it, and the count falls to 3-2. And you mentioned all the different pitchers, Landon, as Galenti's walked to first. That's one of Batavia's biggest assets this summer. 19 different arms available for the Muckdogs. That's been something Batavia head coach Joey Martinez has been grateful for all year long, and something he continues to be appreciative of. He's been praising their job at the mound all year long, as Jace Burden steps up to the plate for Buffalo. He was walked in his first pitch, hits the first throw out to right center, and he singles, bringing Galenti to scoring position at second base. And that's 2 runners on for the Diesel in the top of the 4th.
And Jake Butler, the second baseman today, nearly able to catch that line drive from Burden and double up Galenti, but he skipped leg day yesterday and just 6 inches too short.
You can't skip leg day, that's for sure. Manny Alemany, the pitcher for Buffalo, into the batter's box, hitting for himself. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He lays down a bunt, and the bullet pass to third gets Galenti out.
And I'm not going to lie, I have no idea what Alemany was doing. Of course, he was going to show bunts, but he showed bunt way too early. Anthony Greco able to come in from his first base position, get it virtually as it hit the ground, and got Galenti going to third easily.
Burden at second, Alemany rather at first. And that brings up the top of the order for Buffalo, starting with the shortstop Victor Massara, who's 1 for 2 with a line out to short and a single. A righty hitter has runners on first and second, awaits the first pitch from Berry, taken for ball 1. Bolton ready to make a throw, but the runners stay at their respective bases. Top of the 4th, 1 gone. Buffalo ahead 3-1 against Batavia in Dwyer Stadium. Berry nods to Bolton, eyes second, and guns the pitch. Swing and a miss from Massara, and the count's even at 1-1. Doesn't appear to be any current action in the Muckdogs bullpen. So it's still a mystery as to who could be coming next to the mound for the Muckdogs as the next pitch is taken for ball 2.
Barry set to deal his 67th pitch of the outing through 3 1/3 innings. Pitch on getting a little up there. We'll see how long his leash is in this one.
Barry thought about a pickoff to second, throws to first. Rather the next pitch, and again sat on by Mazzara for a 3-1 count. The righty has himself a hitter's count. Berry going to have to battle back if he wants to get an out here. Next pitch, right down the middle for strike 2. And he gets Mazzara looking. Full count for the righty. Berry shuffles the ball in the glove and throws the payoff pitch. It's fouled up over the grandstand. So Mazzara stays alive. Runners on first and second for Buffalo. Just one out and a full count for the righty, Victor Mazzara. Next pitch, lasered up the middle to shallow center. It'll fall in front of the center fielder Hammond, and that loads the bases.
So a shot there from Mazzara. Not enough air on that one for Travis Hampson, the speedster, to get under it. And it's bases loaded here for the Buffalo Diesel.
Burden at third, Alemany at second, and Mazzara at first. Alemany and Mazzara got on from singles. Burden was walked. And DeLeo, who's 0 for 2, comes back to the plate. The lefty hitter, no better time to erase a slow start than having the bases loaded with one out. He takes the first pitch for ball 1.
He's put the ball in play both times up. He's 0 for 2 with a fly out to TJ Morris in right field and James Mason in left.
Berry looks at the glove, lifts the leg and tosses. Ball is cranked out to deep right. Back goes the right fielder, Morris, who makes the grab, the throw to the infield. Not in time, and one runner scores for Buffalo. It's Jace Burden from third.
And a great play from TJ Morris. Knew that he was running out of room there. Down the right field line, about 4 or 5 feet from the fence near the bullpen. Able to make the catch cleanly. But every runner advances for the Diesel. So 1 run scores and 2 runners still in scoring position for the catcher, Schmarter.
Right-handed hitter up to the plate. He's got Mazzara at second, Alemany at third. First pitch at the dirt. He doesn't go. Count 1-0. 2 gone in the top of the 4th. Buffalo ahead 4-1 now. It's the next pitch to the hitter is grounded up to left field, waves around for Buffalo, and more runs scored. An RBI double for the hitter as Buffalo extends its lead.
So it'll be ruled an error on the third baseman, Caleb Walker. 2 score, 2 for the Diesel. So Schmarter now leads off of second. And Janicki, who had an RBI double in his last at-bat, looks to do some more damage here at Dwyer in the top of the 4th.
First pitch, check swing. Umpire says he didn't go. Count 1-0 for the righty.
Janicki also has a walk on the evening today for the Diesel. Been the most productive batter in the lineup so far in this one.
1 runner on base for Buffalo as the next pitch is swung on and missed by Jasinski, and he's already down 0-2. Berry trying to get out of this inning alive. He allows the next pitch to be grounded up to right by the left field, and runners advance 90 feet, putting them at the corners.
And that's a shot from Janicki just out of Trey Bacon's reach as he dove for that one. But it'll be ruled a single for Janicki, who continues his hot start to the day for the Diesel. And Schmarter held up at third base, not going to test the left fielder James Mason's arm, as VJ Stack, who's 1 for 2 on the evening, with the single and a fly out to the left field, steps into the lefty batter's box.
Stack has one teammate 90 feet away at third base. As for the first pitch was taken for a 1-0 count. Next pitch from Berry, below the knees and inside, and That's 2 balls, no strikes. 2 outs in the top of the 4th. Berry, next pitch is flown foul near the Muckdogs dugout for the first strike of the at-bat. Six-1 Buffalo in front. Top of the 4th with 2 outs. Next pitch is lasered up to third, and it rolls into the outfield. A base hit, and another runner scores. So the Diesel go ahead 7-1.
And for the Muckdogs, looking just like the game yesterday against Syracuse, the Muckdogs went on to lose that game 8-1. Muckdogs thought they turned the tide a little differently, started off hot, leading 1-0 after the first frame, but since then it's been all the Diesel as they now lead 7-1 and still rolling here on the top of the 4th.
Ryan Brody up to the plate, who's 0 for 2 on the evening with a pair of strikeouts. He sits on the first pitch for a 1-0 count. Runners on first and second for the Diesel. Buffalo ahead 7-1. Next pitch gets Brody to whiff at it, but he couldn't put it in play, and the count evens at 1-1. Berry, glove at the chest, kicks and deals. Swing and a miss from Brody again. And he's 1 strike away from ending this half inning. 1-2 the count for the lefty hitter. Berry kicks and tosses. Next pitch is low and outside, taken for a ball, and that evens the count at 2 apiece. Berry's next pitch, low, near the home plate, count 3-2. Brody has been offered on a lot of pitches, and it's been working out for him. Berry's next offering. There it is! The strikeout by Brody gets Batavia finally out of the inning, but not without allowing 4 runs to score. And so the Muckdogs trail 7-1 heading into the bottom of the 4th.
Yo, so how playoffs work? I have no idea. I heard they happen July 29th is when they start.
Playoffs? Why are you talking about playoffs?
We have our playoff package on sale right now.
Man, I wonder how the other coaches feel about us.
First place again. Stupid Muckdogs. The Muckdogs are who we thought they were. That's why we took the field. And if you want to crown them, then crown them. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook. First place again.
Hey everybody, get your playoff package now. Go Muckdogs.
Bottom of the 4th in Dwyer Stadium, the Muckdogs trail the Diesel 7-1. And for Batavia, it started out ahead with 1 run scored in the first inning. But since then, it gave up 3 in the 3rd and 4 in the 4th to go down by 6. Jake Butler, the second baseman, leading off for Batavia. He's 1 for 1 with a single. Butler, the only runner to make it around the diamond so far, scored for the Muckdogs in his first at-bat. He sits on the first up and outside pitch for a 1-0 count. Jake Butler, a freshman out of George Mason University. The next pitch, he slaps foul to the netting. That evens the count at 1-1. Butler, coming into the season, his goal was to make an impact on this Batavia Muckdogs roster. He's 9th in the team in batting average with a .250 on the summer. Fouls the next pitch up over the grandstand, and his count falls to 1-2. He wanted to make an impact. He's usually at third for Batavia, but today he's holding down second. The righty hitter has a 1-2 count. Alemany's next pitch, low and away, and the count ties at 2-2. Manny Alemany, the starting pitcher for Buffalo, has pitched the entire game up until this point, as the next throw to Butler misses low and away for a full count. Alemany's been on the mound the entire game. He's also hit for himself today. Struck out and singled as Butler slaps the next pitch into foul territory. 3-2 the count for the righty. No outs, no runners on in the bottom of the 4th. Batavia down 7-1. Alemany from the stretch fires the pitch, lasered up to shallow center by Butler, and it'll roll into the outfield for a single. Butler's second time putting the ball in play. That's his second single on the evening. And that brings up the catcher, James Bolton. Bolton, 1 for 1, had a single of his own in his first plate appearance. Leads the team in batting average with a .414 this season. 3rd on the roster in hits with 24 on the summer. 4th in the squad with 20 as he sends the first pitch up to second base, and Butler gets out at second. And Bolton is safe at first. He beats the throw and the double play attempt. Rather, he didn't. He trots back to the dugout, as that's 2 gone for Batavia in the bottom of the 4th. Which brings up Anthony Greco. Greco 0 for 1 with a flyout to center field. Lefty takes the first pitch for ball 1. It curved inside. Batavia struggling to play from behind in this game. Next pitch is low and in for the lefty to even the count. Alemany lifts and throws the 1-1. Curves just a tad inside, and the count rises to 2-1. Greco watched it fly by. Next pitch from Alemany, grounded up to the second and third base gap, and it's pulled in by Mazzara. The throw to first falls out of the glove of Jasinski, and that's a single for Anthony Greco. Runners back on base for Batavia, which brings up the left fielder James Mason, who's 0 for 1. Mason had a fly out to first base, steps back into the box with with one runner at first. Grounds the first pitch between the first and second base gap. It trickles into the right field territory for another base hit. So Mason at first, Greco at second, and the extra hitter Trevor Dutra, who's 0 for 1, comes back up to the plate. 2 gone at the bottom of the 4th. Buffalo ahead 7-1. And the Diesel go to talk things over at the mound. It's Alemany and the catcher Schmarter who are having a quick meeting.
Now, Jared, Trevor Dutra stepping in right now still has not had a hit in, I believe, the last 5 or 6 games for the Muckdogs. He's in a little bit of a slump. He'll tell you himself. Although the hit doesn't really count for the stats, he sure could use a confidence booster in this one.
First pitch, he grounds up to first, and that easily is caught by Jasinski for the final out.
I tried to positive announcer jinx him, and it's still not working. I'm sorry, Dutra.
Dutra, Landon apologizes if you're listening to this. We go to the top of the 5th where Buffalo leads Batavia 7-1. Top of the 5th in Dwyer Stadium, Buffalo ahead of Batavia 7-1, thanks to 7 runs scored across the 3rd and 4th inning. Jared Valentin alongside Landon Washburn, and Landon, Buffalo is ahead by 6 runs, and Batavia, as a response, starting to bring out the big guns at the mound. Gavin Chandler coming in for Bryson Berry.
Chandler stepping in on the mound for the Muckdogs. Seven starts. He's allowed 2 or less earned runs. He was roughed up a little bit in the Geneva game, where it was that offensive showdown, 24-11 ball game. Gavin Chandler gave up 5 earned runs through 3 innings there, and then at home against Jamestown, gave up 4 earned runs through 4 innings. But since then, he's been elite.
Chandler, a freshman out of Marion Military Institute, throws the first pitch to Nick Galenti, who pops it up to right center. And Morris takes 3 steps in front of him and snares it in for the first out.
So with Chandler on the mound, I have to mention Dwight Chandler, one of our top viewers on the broadcast. Dwight, Jared and I say hi. I know Austin would say hi too if he was here. Austin, home for the weekend in Massachusetts.
He's gone, so I'm taking over. Along with you, you'll be on the broadcast for the next few days as the first pitch. Taken by Burden for a 1-0 count. 1 gone in the top of the 5th thanks to the fly out to the right fielder Morris, as the next pitch is inside for ball 2.
So Chandler, in a little bit of a unique setting here for the Muckdogs.
Next throw to Burden is grounded up the middle. It gets away from Chandler, but he throws it to first in time for the out.
And what a play by Chandler. The ball lined right back up the middle. drops his glove in the process, makes the play, but the bigger picture is to make sure he's okay. Obviously, in these exhibition games, you want nobody getting hurt. And for the Muckdogs, this is the guy you do not want shaking up come postseason time. Gavin Chandler, such a valuable piece of the Muckdogs. 19 pitchers, like you mentioned, Jared. All Muckdogs fans crossing their fingers, making sure he's okay.
Chandler, usually the starting pitcher for Batavia. He's coming in as a reliever today, and you mentioned how Chandler potentially going to be exercised as a reliever come playoff time.
And Jared, that was only his 4th pitch of the outing. There's nobody warm, nobody close to getting warm for the Muckdogs, as now we see just the relievers throwing the football. So they expect Chandler to stay in this game, but if he's shaken up, maybe even 90%, you don't want him to stay here in an exhibition game.
You certainly don't. And Chandler, given the green light to keep going as this game progresses, he returns to the mound. The infielders return to their respective positions.
So the Muckdog faithful giving Chandler a couple hands together as he shakes off that injury. And I don't talk to Chandler a whole lot, but I know just off of our interactions, he wants to stay in this game. He wants to pitch. He's a competitor. He's going to do everything he can to stay on the mound.
The pitcher Alemany next in the lineup for Buffalo. He swings and misses on the first pitch for an 0-1 count. Alemany, 1 for 2 on the evening, was struck out, followed by a single. And he misses the next pitch again, so he's down 0-2 already. Chandler lifts the leg and deals, and he goes down swinging for a 3-pitch strikeout.
Chandler walking off, still a little gingerly, to the Muckdog bullpen, hoping he's okay, and we'll see if he comes back out there to start things in the top of the 6th. But the Muckdogs look to answer and cut in to the 6-run deficit in the bottom of the 5th.
We head to the bottom of the 5th. But in the meantime, Landon, we talked about this briefly in our pregame show. The West Division standings for the PGCBL. Batavia is in first place at a 26-7-1 record. This game an exhibition non-league matchup, so it doesn't affect the standings. But Batavia just clinched a playoff berth thanks to Auburn, who's in second place, who lost yesterday. And Batavia now in the playoffs no matter what happens. Just a matter of where the seeding ends up from the 4, 16 and 19. So a bit of a battle across these next couple days for these teams in the Western Division, trying to figure out where they'll be in the playoffs. And one thing's for certain, Batavia wants that number 1 seed.
Yeah, Skip Martinez and the Muckdogs want the playoffs to be held here at Dwyer Stadium with home field advantage through not only the west side of the bracket, but also the overall standings, the overall PGCBL. A couple scores around the league. Elmira and Geneva, they have a doubleheader today here. Elmira victorious in the first game, 6-4. And in game 2 of that one, still scheduled and looking to get underway here shortly. It's Jamestown and Niagara playing today. In Niagara, Niagara Falls leads that one 8-4 in the top of the 5th. And Newark and Auburn still remain scoreless, tied 0-0 in the bottom of the 5th. That one played at Falcon Park in Auburn, New York. And for the East Division, it's Amsterdam. The top dogs in the PGCBL have a doubleheader today against Albany. They won game 1 9-1, and they lead game 2 2-0 in the bottom of the 2nd.
Amsterdam trying to add some wins to their total on the season. A consistent top dog in the PGCBL East Division. But looking back at the West Division, Batavia and Auburn, the 2 top dogs in the West, and they have some history. The rivalry dates back to last year's postseason where Auburn eliminated Batavia as the 4 seed. They upset the first seed Muckdogs in the first round with a 4-2 victory at Batavia. Looking at the standings this year, if the playoffs started today, Batavia and Auburn could meet in the second round of the playoffs. And And that's a matchup Batavia would like to have to get revenge. Bottom of the fifth, 7-1 in favor of Buffalo. TJ Morris leading off, who grounds the first pitch up to the second baseman, Galenti. The throw to the first baseman, Jasinski, gets the first out. Bit of a rough outing for Morris. He's 0 for 2 with a pair of ground outs now. As Caleb Walker, the lefty, comes back up to the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a fly out to the center fielder, Barodi. There's already one gone in the bottom of the fifth with no runners on. First pitch from Alemany. Smacked foul over the left bleachers. Count falls to 0-1. Alemany, glove at the chin from the stretch, curves the pitch, low and away. And Walker doesn't go to even the count at 1-1. Alemany lifts the leg and tosses. Walker slaps it out to deep left, but it hooks foul into the Muckdogs bullpen. Count lowers to 1-2. Landon Batavia down big, and there's only 7 innings in this game, so if they want to come back, it's going to have to start now. This next pitch is chopped up to first, and Jasinski steps on the bag for the second out.
Yeah, back-to-back groundouts for the Muckdogs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And like you said, Jared, if they want to mount a comeback down by 6, only 7 outs of life, it's got to start right now. A little 2-out rally from the center fielder, Travis Hammond.
Hammond 0 for 1 with a fly out to right field in his first at-bat. The righty steps into the box and awaits the first pitch. He swings and misses as his motion was just under where the ball was headed. Count 0-1 for the center fielder. Alemany guns the next pitch. Curveball high and away. Count evens itself at 1-1. Hammond, usually the 10th hitter in the lineup for the Muckdogs. He fouls the next pitch up over the press box for a 1-2 count. Usually 10th in the lineup, what he's known for among this roster is stolen bases. Him and Lopez tied on the summer with 17 stolen bags, as the next pitch is taken by Hammond for a 2-2 count. So if Hammond gets on base, the pitcher Alemany is going to have to keep his eye on him. Hammond's got a lot of speed to him and has shown that in this summer with the Muckdogs as he grounds the first pitch, the next pitch up to third, and the throw to first will retire the side. So we head to the top of the 6th. Muckdogs trail 7-1. Batavia just 2 chances to climb back when we return.
All right, so the green looking about 300 yards straight out, maybe a little bit dog leg right. We'll see what we got here with this draw here.
Hopefully I don't slice this one.
No golfing at Dwyer.
So where should we golf at? What do you mean?
Atticus 10th hole in Attica, New York. 95 Bundle Street.
All right,
We should go there.
For it.
We should go there.
We'll take your word for it.
the 6th in Dwyer Stadium. Buffalo ahead of Batavia 7-1. And the Muckdogs have just 2 chances to respond and erase the deficit, as this inning's only 7. Rather, this game is only 7 innings long. Victor Mazzara leading off for the Diesel. Jared Valentin joined by Landon Washburn in the booth. Landon, 7 innings scored across, I keep saying innings, 7 games. Runs, oh my goodness, scored for Buffalo across the 3rd and 4th inning has put him in front ever since.
And other than those 2 innings, Buffalo has really been neutralized by the Muckdogs as the first pitch is yanked by Trevor Dutra behind Mazzara.
Trevor Dutra on the mound for Batavia. Typically a first baseman, but he's getting a chance to show what he can do on the mound. There's a 1-0 count to Mazzara, and the curveball drills him in the back. So Mazzara is walked to first.
So Dutra got a chance to shine on the plate, on the mound in the last exhibition game just last weekend. Did a great job, 3 innings. I believe he had 2 earned runs. But with Dutra on the mound, Gavin Chandler's night is over. 1 inning, 3 batters faced, 3 up, 3 down with a strikeout. And Bryson Berry, the starter for the Muckdogs, 4 innings, 24 batters faced. He threw 85 pitches, gave up 7 hits, only 1 earned run, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts through 4 frames.
DeLeo, the next hitter, fouls the 1-0 pitch over the Muckdogs dugout.
So out of those 7 runs that these left put up, only 1 of them earned. For the Muckdogs pitching from Barry and Chandler, they've done their part.
They certainly have, as the next pitch from Dutra again fouled off, this time landing in the Muckdogs bullpen. Count lowers to 1-2.
So Dutra most likely will end the game for the Muckdogs on the mound.
Throws the next pitch and gets DeLeo down swinging. That's the first out of the inning. Dutra starting to find the zone. Buffalo has 1 runner on with 1 out in the top of the 7th. Which brings up the catcher, Max Schmarter, who's 2 for 3. Had 2 doubles. Rather, he's 1 for 3 as he fouls the first pitch behind the dish and gets Mazzara to second. Schmarter reached on an error from the double. Dutra throws the next pitch. Swing and a miss for Schmarter. That evens the count at 1 apiece. Dutra kicks and tosses, taken by Schmarter for another ball. And Mazzara advances to 3rd. So he's 90 feet away from scoring. Would be the 8th run of the game for Buffalo. Next pitch. Sat on for another ball, and it's a hitter's count for the righty Schmarter. Dutra from the stretch guns to pitch. It's hammered out to right field, and Morris wasting no time pulling it in for the first out, and a gentle toss to the infield will allow Mazzara to score. So Buffalo jumps out to an 8-1 lead with 2 outs in the top of the 6th. No runners on base, and that brings up the first baseman, Nick Jasinski. Jasinski, a righty hitter, waits the first pitch from Dutra. who throws it from the stretch. It's taken for ball 1 as it was a curveball low and away. Dutra. Ball at the belt, deals the next pitch, almost hits Jasinski's arm. But instead, it's a 1-1 count. Dutra lifts the leg and guns the pitch. Below the knees and inside, and the count rises to 2-1. Dutra bent over, straightens up, looks at the catcher Bolton and lasers the pitch. Sneaks just below the zone, and it's a hitter's count for the first baseman Jasinski. 3 balls, 1 strike, the count for the righty. Dutra lets loose. Another curveball low in the dirt for ball 4, which puts Jasinski to first base. DJ Stack next in the order for the Diesel. Buffalo leads 8-1. Stack 2 for 3 at a fly out to left field, followed by a pair of singles. The lefty hitter steps into the box and gets set. Dutra's first pitch. Curveball down the middle for an 0-1 count. Next pitch. Taken for strike 2, and Stack is already down big in the count. He'll have to battle back. Dutra's 0-2 offering. Grounded up between the first and second base gap, and it's caught by Butler, who throws it to Bacon for the out. We go to the bottom of the 6th with the Diesel lead the Muckdogs 8-1 in this 7-inning game.
All right, folks, you heard that right. Beat you a little bit right now. Somebody's going to draw it, hand me the ticket. Bottom of the 6th in Dwyer Stadium, the Muckdogs trail the Diesel 8-1 with the leadoff hitter Trey Bacon coming back to the plate. The pitcher Manny Alemany still on the mound for the Diesel. Bacon had a ground out to third, followed by a walk. Let's see. Takes the first pitch for ball 1. Bacon, a righty hitter today, usually a closing pitcher
for Batavia as he looks at the next low and away pitch for a 2-0 count. Bacon used to coming in at the end of games, but today he's been in the lineup from the very start. He chops up the next pitch along the third baseline. And it'll be a single for Bacon. Almost bounced foul, but it stays fair. Rather, the umpire says it's foul, and Bacon comes back to the plate. Had a little bit of a delayed jog there, which fooled me. Bacon steps back into the box, swings and misses on the next pitch. Count falls to 2-2. Alemany from the stretch tosses the pitch. Curves low and away. And it's a full count for the shortstop, Bacon. Alemany lifts and deals. Next pitch is inside and taken by Bacon for ball 4. So he ends up at first after that foul ball. Cooper Romick comes back up to the plate. Had a rough start to this one. Flew out to right field. Normally a consistent option for the Buckdogs as he looks at the first pitch for a 1-0 count. So Bacon at first, no outs in the bottom of the 6th. A gentle pickoff thrown from Alemany is late to the bag. Bacon still safe. 8-1 Buffalo in front. The righty Romick sends the next pitch up the mound, and it's thrown to second for 1 out and back to first for, I believe it was a double play. Rather, he got there in time, and he'll stay at the bag. So 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Buffalo ahead 8-1, which brings up Jake Butler, the second baseman. Butler, 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Scored on his first at-bat. Grounds the first pitch up to third. It's thrown to second for 1 out, and that puts 2 away in the bottom of the 6th. Butler gets to first on the fielder's choice. And James Bolton next in the lineup for Batavia. Bolton 1 for 2 with a ground out and a single. The righty steps into the batter's box as his teammate Butler at first awaits the pitch. Lasered out to center field. Back goes Baruti, and he makes the grab to retire the side. No runs on no hits and no errors for the Muckdogs. And we head to the top of the 7th, the final inning of today's game, where Buffalo leads 8-1. Empire Stadium, Buffalo leads Batavia 8-1. Trevor Dutra on the mound still for the Muckdogs. Usually he's a first baseman, but tonight he gets the go-ahead to throw some pitches. He warms up with the catcher Bolton. And for Buffalo, the meat of the order gets ready to hit, starting with the sixth hitter in the lineup, the center fielder Ryan Barodi. Barodi had a few strikeouts today, bit of a rough outing for him. A lefty-lefty matchup. Dutra from the stretch throws the first pitch. Curveball that drills Barodi in the back, and he's sent over to first from the hit by pitch. So one pitch and one runner on base for Buffalo. Diesel have 7 hits tonight to the Muckdogs 4, which brings up the second baseman Nick Galenti, who was struck out, walked, and flew out to right field. He swings and misses on the first pitch from Dutra. Count 0-1. Interesting fact about the pitcher Dutra. His great uncle is Ralph Bronco, a 3-time Major League Baseball All-Star. Played for the Brooklyn Dodgers, the Detroit Tigers, and the New York Yankees. And Dutra's older brother played baseball at Duke. Baseball running in the family for Dutra. As Galenti has an 0-2 count the next pitch, he takes it for ball 1. So Galenti starting to battle back, being down 0-2. Dutra lifts and tosses. Curveball inside. Sat on by Galenti to even the count at 2-2. Dutra bent over at home, eyes first, and darts the pitch. It's fouled off to the netting by Galenti. The count stands at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
So, Jared, I just ran down to talk to my good friend Matt Massetti, who's running the gun. How fast do you think Dutra's throwing?
Dutra, typically not a pitcher, I'll say 75?
70. I was told 70.
Okay.
And guess how fast? I wanted to see. I said, hey, Bryce, let's see how fast Bryce was throwing. Guess how fast Bryce threw?
85.
He hit 90 tonight.
Wow.
Hit 90 on the radar. Bryce Berry was flame throwing tonight through his 4 innings of work. I know it says 7 on the board that came across when Berry was pitching. Only one of them was earned, and I just can't stress that enough. Can't stress that enough.
Check swing by Galenti. Umpire says he didn't go. The count 3-2 after multiple foul balls by the righty.
Berry did a great job tonight. He allowed some base runners in the late work of his outing, but his stuff was really electric tonight.
Ball's lasered between the first and second base gap. They throw to second, gets 1 out, and back to first for 2. A double play by Batavia. Gets 2 quick outs.
And are you sure Trey Bacon doesn't play shortstop?
He should, more often.
That double play ball from Butler to Bacon to Greco looked smooth as can be.
Smooth as butter. And the pitcher, Manny Alemany, returns to the mound. Rather, it's Jace Burden at the plate. First pitch is low and away, taken for ball 1 by Burden.
So Dutra set for this lefty-lefty matchup, now looking to deal his 30th pitch of the outing. This will be his game to finish. Nobody up in the Muckdogs bullpen.
Dutra kicks and deals. Curveball sneaks into the outside corner of the plate for a 1-1 count. And Burden watched it fly by. Dutra lifts the leg, tosses the pitch. Another curveball that finds the outside corner, except this time it's ruled ball 2. 8-1 the score in favor of the Diesel. No runners on with 2 outs thanks to the double play. Dutra's next pitch gets Burden to swing and miss, and he is 1 strike away from retiring the side. Dutra has the glove at his waist and releases the pitch. It's a bit low to the lefty, and the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes for Jace Burden. Dutra kicks and tosses. Curveball inside for ball 4. Burden's walked. And that puts 1 runner on base with 2 outs at the bottom of, rather the top of the 7th. Benny Alemany, the pitcher, who's pitched all 7 innings. He comes back to the plate for Buffalo. The righty checks swing on the first pitch. The umpire says he didn't go. Rather, he says they went. And in the meantime, Burden walks over to second from the wild pitch that got away from the catcher, Bolton. Dutra's 0-1. Chopped up to the first base side, foul. And narrowly leaves the field for an 0-2 count. Dutra, glove at the chest, quick glance to the runner on second, guns the pitch, swing and a miss from Alemany, and he goes down for the final out. Do or die for the Muckdogs when we return. Batavia trails 8-1 heading into the bottom of the 7th.
02 6975 026 975.
Now or never for the Muckdogs in the bottom of the 7th, as this is a 7-inning showdown in Dwyer Stadium. Batavia trails Buffalo 8-1 with Anthony Greco leading off for the Muckdogs. For Buffalo, it's a new pitcher on the mound. It's Zach Wheaton, who comes in for the starting pitcher, Manny Alemany. A righty-lefty matchup as my co-pilot Landon Washburn joins me back in the press box.
I'm back, Jared. I was talking to the PA announcer, Paul, about some games around the PGCP. I'll fill you guys in just one moment.
First pitch, swing and a miss from Greco. And the count 0-1. The swing just a tad inside compared to where the ball was headed.
So around the PGCBL, Elmira won Game 1 of the doubleheader against Geneva 6-4. In Game 2, that one just kicked off. Geneva holds a 3-0 advantage. In the bottom of the first, Niagara Falls leads Jamestown 9-7 in the bottom of the sixth. That one played at Niagara Falls. And it's Auburn who now holds a 3-0 lead at home against the Newark Pilots. Amsterdam was leading 2-0 after the first inning in Game 2 against the Albany Baseball Club. Albany now ties that one up at 2 apiece as they head into the fourth inning.
Greco faces a 1-2 count after he swung on the second pitch and missed, followed by a ball, and he goes down swinging on that throw from the new pitcher, Zach Leeton. So one quick out for the Muckdogs in the bottom of the seventh. Batavia down 8-1, no runners on. And that brings up the next hitter, the left fielder, James Mason. A righty. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch is tipped foul. It rolls right of the dish. Count 0-1. And Landon, what a rough day it's been for Batavia at the plate.
This is another game where Batavia is going to want to forget. Only one run across, which was in the bottom of the first inning. They have a team total of 4 hits and 2 errors on the defensive side.
Curveball pumped out to second base as Nick Galenti makes the grab. A pop out by the left fielder, James Mason. Good for the second out.
And this is a game where, although it's not going to really matter in the schedule as it is a non-league game against the Buffalo Diesel, but these are back-to-back games where just rubbing salt in the wound. They had a 2-game losing streak before having these off-season games, lose 2 more, and not close in blowout fashion at home at Dwyer Stadium. And tomorrow night against Auburn, if Auburn stays with the win against Newark tonight at home, they travel here with a lot of momentum as they just were able to come back with a comeback victory just here at Dwyer on Tuesday night. And coming down the stretch for the Muckdogs, they want to get some momentum, lock up that 1 seed, and get their feet under them. Don't look too far ahead. Just take it game by game. Rest some players down the stretch. Make sure everyone's healthy coming into the postseason. And go back to their dominant form. We've seen them blow out teams this season, putting up 10, 11, 12 runs.
Batavia lost 8-1 to Syracuse yesterday, and that's the final score today. 8-1 as Dutra, the lefty hitter, strikes out swinging. And you're right, Landon. You don't want this rust to plague you into the playoffs, or the slump, I should say. Sure, this game doesn't count. Yesterday's game didn't count either for the standings. But what does affect you with these exhibition games is your head, your mental mindset, and your rhythm going into such a pivotal game for Batavia tomorrow against Auburn at home, and going into the postseason in general. Batavia has had such a solid start to the season. A pair of 8-game win streaks put them firmly in first place in the West. And since then, you get 2 consecutive losses. You get 2 more losses that are out of league that don't count. But still, when it matters is when it comes to your mindset, your rhythm, and your groove. And that's what Joey Martinez, the head coach for the Muckdogs, knows. And Auburn finding it for them at the right time. And we'll see what happens tomorrow, but
it's going to be a fun one.
It'll be a fun one, that's for sure.
And we've seen these 2 teams battle on the fields and also So tomorrow night, everybody, a big game against the Auburn Double Days. Kickoff at 6:30. Jared and I will be here at about 6:20, 6:25 for a little pregame action.
Pre-game action. We got a show and everything planned out.
And postgame fireworks.
Post-game fireworks.
Fireworks on the field, off the field after the game. Be sure, folks, come by. It'll be a good one.
For Landon Washburn, I'm Jared Valentin saying thank you so much for watching. Tune in tomorrow evening. We'll be back here in Dwyer Stadium for the showdown between the top two teams in the Western Division. Have a good night, everyone.